Hello, it's Wednesday, June 26th, 2019, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Hey folks, I'm back. It's been just about a week. It seems like it's been longer than that. Don't have a story. I don't have really a plan on what I'm going to talk about here today. It's closing day here for the family, and that leads right into moving weekend and all that. And so I don't know how much time I'll have in the coming days to put something out, and I wanted to make sure I got something out. And in fact, I'll have two podcasts coming out. I have my friend Jody has started her own podcast, and she's fantastic. And much like I did with Claire's podcast, Exercising Depression, I want to run her first episode on my feed here to introduce you all to it, give her a little boost if that's such a thing. Her podcast, Jody's podcast, is Mental Health Raw and Open. It's going to be fantastic. She's worked on a lot of interview style podcasts that she's going to put out, I think once a week, once every other week for a while. And I'm excited for her, and I'm excited. I'm going to be on it, so woohoo! What could be more exciting, right? But yeah, so I'm going to try to get those two out, or this one and that one out today, and then bury my head in remaining packing and planning and all that. So yeah, let's just get on with the show. Okay, I don't remember how much I talked about my dad in the last episode. I know that I did, and I know that I was lamenting the fact that I wasn't really feeling anything as usual. And so I've been back up to Michigan to see him, to fetch my girls and bring them home, but to visit him as well. And I got up there, he was in rehab, and I visited him there, and he seemed really tired and still kind of off, as far as like, I don't know what I want to say, miserable almost, really, right? But we visited, we talked about different things. It was kind of nice to see him. I was, filled with hope that everything's going to work out, and I'm still not sure exactly what the recuperation time would be and where he would be at physically and mentally. He's an old guy, and it was a traumatic fall and head trauma. So I went to my mom's that night and slept there. Got up the next morning and was heading up towards towards where the girls were, about an hour and a half away. And I got a call from my brother saying that Dad was back in the hospital. They had found him that morning unresponsive at rehab. And geez, I feel like I'm really boring you guys with this story. So, it's not a podcast about facts and figures and stuff, but essentially, what we came to find out was that he'd had a small stroke and heart attack while at rehab, and now was really kind of unresponsive and whatnot. Went and saw him, and that was pretty rough. And since then, that was this past Sunday, so 4 days ago, or Saturday, 5 days ago. Um, and so that's where we're at now. Is he's back in the hospital. He was in ICU for a couple of days. He's now in the stroke rehabilitation center of the hospital where he's at. Um, his language skills seem to be decent. His motor skills, not so much. Um, I'm not really sure how much of that is from the stroke, how much of that is just a really old guy who's been laying in a bed for 2.5 weeks now. So yeah. So I came home Sunday. Had to get the girls home. Had to be here for this week of work and house closing and all that. So I had to leave my mom, my brother up there with my dad. Mom's got a few things going on. And it was a long day on the drive. The drive home, it was 11 hours to my girl's house, and then 3 hours beyond that to get back home here. And I got home just after 11 and crawled into bed. Nora was already asleep. And so, I thought, well, I'm just going to crash. And I got in bed, and of all things, I don't know if I've mentioned, I probably have jokingly, Nora can be a snorer at times, and she was having kind of weird snoring evening. And, it wasn't exactly, but it was reminiscent. It sounded a lot like some of the noises my dad was making while he was struggling to talk and clear his throat and things like that. And it really hit me that, oh my gosh, what is the future for mom and dad? What are they going to do? Mom can't take care of dad. I'm way down here. What can I do to help? I can't. I had a feeling, and I was talking with Kara last night at therapy, and I don't know what the feeling was. I've said before that I had the feeling of dread, and that's what I'm going with for this feeling. But it was strong, it was encompassing, and it was not good. In fact, it was a bad feeling, and that's as specific as I can get on it. So it's a mixed thing, right? Like, I had this bad feeling about life, about my parents, about the future. So exciting that I had a feeling, but not so exciting about what it was. And so Kara and I agreed that was a good thing that I experienced an emotion, a feeling. And there really is no need to specifically identify it as much as to just acknowledge that something happened, and it's a win that I could identify it as a bad feeling. So I felt something about it this time, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't know really what the coming weeks are going to be for my dad, my mom, my brother, who's doing most of the legwork up there. So so furthermore, Monday and Tuesday, the past 2 days, I've been really crabby. So much to the point where, we had our final walkthrough at the house on Monday, and, I had no interest in it whatsoever. And I just felt myself getting more and more frustrated and crabby, and, and Nora's doing it the way it should be done, looking at, okay, what's going on with the wall here? What's going on with that transition there? Bigger things that I was into. It was like, hey, that window's cracked. Let's take care of that. Hey, the bathtub here has got a little crack in the fiberglass. Let's take care of that, huh? But all the other stuff, all the things that you expect when you're buying an expensive home, brand new, and you want it to act new, and you want it to look new. but I just I couldn't have interest in it, and I kept walking away, going to another room, making it look like I was looking at something else. And then, as people do, once the walkthrough was done, then Nora and the realtor and the builder are just kind of chit-chatting, like people do, like normal everyday people do. And oh my gosh, my face was getting flush red, and I started clenching every muscle that I could clench, and I was like, I don't swear on the podcast, but I was close to, I was swearing under my breath at myself, to myself, I guess, that, okay, let's just get the show on the road and get out of here. And, all I wanted to do was just shut down, and, they were just going on and on about whatever, the weather and blah, blah, blah. And, so that was Monday. And then Tuesday, yesterday, was a little bit better. My work has really suffered this week. It just seems so unimportant, which is generally my stance on my job, is that it's not all that important. But, lately, the past few months, I've been more engaged in it, and, feeling like there was value to it. But with all this going on with my dad, and probably with the house and the move coming up, I find myself doing a lot more just skating by on the jobs that I have to do, and filling in time by walking around or looking up symptoms and medical terms for my dad. Luckily it was a short week, a light week this week, and I was able to get it all done. So I'm not working today, tomorrow, or Friday, which is good. And I'm hoping that, as the days go on, that kind of feeling of purpose and reason for working returns. Because while I don't feel bad about it for these past 2 days, I don't need to start beating myself up over work, as well as all the other things, the trappings of being away. Is trappings, can that be used as bad for bad things, or is that good things? I don't know. So I ran yesterday. I did my 3 3/4 miles, and I won't say it went good or that I enjoyed it, but I think I needed it to kind of clear my head a little bit, to make me think of stuff other than dad and all that. So that was good. I did it. And, weird thing. So so non-mental illness related, I don't think. My mind's been wandering while I've been running, and like I had this thought. I exercise. I run on a treadmill at Planet Fitness right now, and they have the banks of TVs that you can watch and whatever. And there's one channel, the Planet Fitness channel, which basically shows videos, music videos, and advertisements for Planet Fitness. And there's like a kind of like a scroll bar at the bottom with little tidbits, fun facts about your body, or fun facts about food, or whatever. And there was this one where, it said that goldfish can see an infrared and ultraviolet light. And this was early on in my run that this popped up, and I thought to myself, why aren't there things that are only visible in ultraviolet light or infrared light? Why aren't there like rocks and stuff that we just trip over because we can't see them? And I spent most of my run thinking about that, trying to come up with a reason why that would be. I don't know, maybe that should have been my story to start the show. Just kind of a weird thing, and I think I know the answer, but yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys. So, if you want to know, you have to email me and ask me what I think it is. Um, so, yeah, things are, I'm struggling, but I'm not struggling terribly. I did my depression inventory app on my phone that I've talked about a few times, and I scored a 27, which on its own means nothing, but that's about where I've been the past couple months when I've been feeling, improved. I'd been as high as, the 50s and 60s previously. So, yeah, so I'm doing okay, right? I think I'm navigating what's going on all right, for the most part. And Kara, my therapist, is always quick to say, well, you're entitled to feel those things. You're entitled to, it's natural to be maybe crabby the past couple days. And, I've done my best, I think, to kind of keep that to myself and kind of stay away. I was at home, I kind of came upstairs and just watched TV and, and I talking with my girls and Nora's kids and stuff. And I try to keep it to myself. And, Kara asks why, why you don't have to. I don't know. It's that social contract, right? Like if I know I'm crabby and I'm aware of it, isn't there a social contract where I should not expose other people to my crabbiness? In my mind, being crabby is not isn't unjustified doesn't sound right, but it's not a specific, like you can be crabby at someone because of something they did or something they said, and then I think it's okay to let that person know that, hey, there's something wrong. But if I'm crabby about other things, it's just not right, in my opinion, to expose other people to that, even if it makes it harder for me in certain instances. And I have to act against how I'm feeling. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Do we have an obligation to protect others from our crabbiness? There's a question for you. Yeah, I think I do, and I think being aware of it is being able to be aware of it is a strength, and being able to navigate with that is an asset. I don't know if that's true or not. There's plenty of people out there who are just crabby at the world, and don't have any problem sharing their crabbiness with others. And I guess there's no right or wrong, but where do you fall on that? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe I should end. I've got to get to the house closing in just a little bit here. So yeah, everybody, thanks for listening. Thank you for taking time out of your day. You know what? I haven't said it in a long while, and I was reminded when on Claire's podcast, she put one out. She wasn't feeling so good yesterday, and she put just a special podcast out talking about that. And she reminded me of something that I'm available if you all want to get something off of your chest. If you want to send a message, an email, or whatever, just letting loose on how you're feeling or what's going on. I'm not a trained advocate. I am just an advocate, and I want to try to help. That's the whole point of the show now, is to help other people. So if messaging me, getting in touch with me, and sharing what's going on with you can help you, then please, by all means, reach out to me. I think it would be good for both of us. And you all listen to me talk about what's going on with me, and I'd like to return the favor. So you can email me, jamoalki@gmail.com, facebook.com/jamoalki, @jamoalki on Twitter, or at the website www.jamoalki.info. That's JAMOALKI. Or you can text me at 248-648-1419. Reach out to me. Let me know good things, bad things, whatever's on your mind. I'd love to hear from you. I adore all the folks who I do have conversations back and forth with now. And there's room for more. There's room for each and every one of you. If you want to get a hold of me, that would be great. So, yeah, until next time, everybody be safe and be well.